War is a heavy weight, and Sun Tzu begins part 2 of The Art of War with a warning that when you wage war, you must not only count soldiers, but also count silver. Count grain, count horses, count time, count the spirit of the people, because every day of war is like fire burning through treasures, burning through food, burning through men. And Sun Tzu says the wise ruler must understand that war eats wealth and war eats life. And if you forget this truth, you may win battles, but you will lose your land, your people, and your crown, and so. Sun Tzu teaches that the greatest mistake is a long war. For a long war is like poison. It kills slowly, weakens slowly until both sides are broken, and even if you win, you lose. And he says the wise general must make war short, sharp and fast, like thunder, like fire, like lightning in the dark, and the way to do this is not by wasting your own land, but by using the enemy's land. You must feed your men with enemy grain. You must arm your men with enemy weapons. You must ride the enemy's horses. You must use the enemy's strength against him, because every sword you capture saves a sword at home. Every cart you capture saves a cart at home. Every bag of rice you capture saves a farm at home. And this is the wisdom of waging war, to make the enemy pay the cost to make war feed itself, so your people stay safe and your land stays strong. And Sun Tzu says, if you do not follow this truth, your people will pay the cost. The children will be hungry, the fields will grow empty, the kingdom will grow weak, and soon the ruler will be in danger not from the enemy, but from his own people. And history shows this, for in ancient China there were kings who sent men to war for 10 years. 10 winters and 10 summers, the men were gone, the land poured out silver and gold, food and horses. But in the end, their victory was empty, because their soldiers were tired, their weapons broken, their gold gone. And when they returned, the people were angry, the farms were wasted. The kingdom weak, and their crown was heavy with shame. But there were also rulers who followed. Wisdom who struck fast, who ended wars in weeks or months, who fed their men with enemy food, who turned enemy strength into their own. And these rulers became legends. Their people loved them, their enemies feared them, and their names shone bright even after death and sun. 2 gives numbers to show the cost. He says an army of 100,000 men eats 1,000 ounces of silver a day. It eats food, it eats animals, it eats carts, it eats time, and soon the land at home is poor. So the wise general does not drag this cost. He makes it short, he makes it sharp, he makes the enemy pay. And he reminds us again that speed, its life, the slow army, is already half dead. The fast army strikes before the enemy is ready. The fast army eats before the enemy eats. The fast army wins before the enemy can understand. And so war is built on speed and wisdom, not on pride or greed. And Sun Tzu tells us that the general must also understand rewards and punishments. He says men do not fight only with swords, they fight with spirit. And spirit grows when men feel honored, when men feel seen, when men feel rewarded. And spirit dies when men are forgotten. So the wise general gives rewards like water flowing to all who deserve. He praises the brave, he lifts the strong, and this makes his army like a single body, each man like a finger, but all fingers moving as one hand, and when such an army strikes, it strikes as one, and the enemy cannot resist. But the general must also punish where needed. He must burn like fire only where it is right. Because when an army has no punishment and no reward, it falls apart. But when it has both, it stands like a mountain. And Sun Tzu says a man who fights with honor in his heart will fight 10 times harder than a man who feels forgotten. And so the wise general builds spirit and strength together, and this truth is shown in the battles of China. When generals who fed their men rewarded them, praised them, kept them moving fast, always won. But generals who starved their men, dragged wars for years, wasted silver and food, always lost. Even if they won battles, and Sun Tzu also shows that fear itself can feed an army. He says when the enemy is afraid, he makes mistakes. He drops his supplies. He leaves his weapons. He abandons his horses. And the wise general gathers these and grows stronger. And this is why war is not only about killing. It is about turning. It is about using. It is about making the enemy's strength your strength, so that you grow strong while he grows weak. And this wisdom can be seen in the story of King Gujian of Yu. who was once defeated. Like King Fukai of Wu, his land burned, his people broken, his army scattered, but Gu Jin remembered Sun Tzu's teachings. He built his army in silence, he trained his men with patience, and when the moment came, he struck quickly. He fed his army with enemy food. He turned captured men into his own soldiers, and in one short campaign he destroyed his enemy. And his people rejoiced, because the war was short, and his kingdom rose again. And another story tells us of Han Xin, the great general of the Han Dynasty, who followed Sun Tzu's wisdom closely. He moved with speed, he used captured supplies, he made war pay for itself, and though his army was small at times, he grew strong because every victory brought him more food, more weapons, more horses, and soon he became one of the greatest generals in Chinese history. And these stories show that Sun Tzu's words are not only theory, they are truth proven by time. And Sun Tzu reminds us again that war is not only swords and arrows, it is food, it is silver, it is time, it is spirit, and the general who forgets this will lose even if he wins battles. But the general who remembers this will win truly. He will save his people. He will save his land. His name will be honored. And Sun Tzu's wisdom shines beyond war, because in life and in business the same truth lives. When you waste too long, you grow weak. When you drag too slow, you lose strength. But when you move with speed, when you use what is around you, when you reward those who help you, you grow strong. And this is why the art of war is not just a book of war, it is a book of life. And this is why it has lasted more than 2,000 years. Because the words of Sun Tzu do not die. They live in every place where men struggle and fight for victory. And if you think carefully, you will see that Sun Tzu does not love blood, he does not love war. He loves wisdom, he loves peace, and he teaches how to end war fast so that peace may return. And this is the heart of part 2. Waging war, that war must not be long. War must not drain the people. War must not burn the land. War must be short. War must be sharp. War must feed itself. And the general who follows this truth will save his people, his land, and his crown. And this is why his words are still studied. In every land today, and if you have listened this far, you can see how deep his wisdom is, and you must stay with us, because the next part will open even more secrets. So like this video right now, share it with your friends, and leave a comment below. Because your voice keeps this wisdom alive, and your support helps us bring more of the art of war to you.